Ever feel like you're the glitch in the matrix of your relationship? Maybe it's time to update your software or just find a new operating system altogether. See what I did there? A little nerd IT joke in there. Oh boy, this is going to be a long one. This is going to be a long one. If you're looking for love, you're clearly not looking for us. Welcome to America's Most Unwanted. And welcome to the program. I am one of your terminally ill hosts, Eric Kiner, along with the fabulous Cynthia Macy. How are you?
I am good. How are you? Besides being sick.
Besides being terminally ill, great. Yeah. It's great. This is going to be a great week so far. We had Earthquake Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have an eclipse tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So hopefully this is end of days, and the Earth will just swallow us all up, and we can end all this.
Yes,
I'm ready for it.
Me too.
I already put in PTO time for it, so I'm covered. But we're back. We were off last week for Easter, so happy post Easter, everybody. I hope everybody had a good time. How was your Easter?
It was okay.
It was all right.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
No. Mine was good until I was infected with the Black Plague. But other than that, it was a good time.
Yeah.
And now I sound like I've smoked a box of cigars and then ate the box of cigars. So It's good. But I'm better than I was the other day. Friday I didn't have a voice. So
yeah, that's how I was during Christmas. I had like pretty much the same thing. I had no voice. It slowly went away, then it went out and came back about a week later.
Everybody's dream day. I couldn't say anything. Well, I could, but everybody was super happy for it. So so this week we will so what do we want to classify as the first one? Just as like things suck? Was that a general overview other than listen, motherfucker, than the first one? This one is a little bit more inwards looking. No?
Yes.
Am I we'll say am I the problem?
Okay. We'll be nice.
We'll be nice. You're welcome, Mom.
Not see you next Tuesday?
Not see you. Well, I mean, that's what it really is. It is see you next Tuesday, but
yeah.
In honor of our mothers,
we'll
keep it classy.
Yes.
I'm a classy bitch, so we'll keep it classy. Since I got you curse a lot from somebody.
Well, sometimes it's necessary.
It is. Well, it's from my mother. She raised me, so she knew. She created this monster. So yeah, so this one's a little more inward looking.
Yes.
Are we the problem? So
yes.
Is there anything from last episode you'd like to touch on? Anything you thought about that you're like, I'd like to retort to this.
Well, I figured like if we were on a topic that I would go back on something if we brought it up. So we're not there yet, but
okay.
I don't know. What do you think as far as this whole topic that we're on today? What's your side of it?
The inward looking? Am I the problem?
Yeah, inward looking. Are you the problem?
I mean, this is well. The answer to it is clearly yes. Am I the problem? Yes. I mean, I'm dumb, not stupid. So, yeah. Am I the problem? Yes. But I think you have to look inward every day at yourself. But as far as relationships go, I think it's a two-way street, right? Any functional relationship, whether it be romantic, friendship, work, McDonald's drive-through, whatever it is, right? It's a two-way relationship.
Yes.
What do we both bring to the table? If my order's wrong because I gave you the incorrect order, well, that's on me. If my order is wrong because you weren't listening to me,
which is mostly the case.
What, at McDonald's? Yes.
Any fast food is normally like that. They can't get it right ever.
Hey, Chick-fil-A gets it right.
I don't go to Chick-fil-A, so I don't know.
But Chick-fil-A has they have a bigger advantage than most people. They got Jesus helping them out, so that seems a little unfair.
Right.
And they get that extra day off. They don't got to work on Sundays, so
Right.
they're all refreshed. And they're
Remember
actually
back in the
staffed
day
properly.
when nothing was open on a Sunday?
Yeah,
Like
nothing used to be open.
Yeah, nothing. Now everybody's
What were
just
they? They used to be called blue laws or something like that. I just remember because my mother screams about it all the time. Or blue laws where like nothing could be open on Sunday, and then, well, no, but it's like everything else, right? What causes all the problems for people? People cause
Yeah.
problems for everybody else. You know why everything's open on Sundays and Black Friday is now black 6 minutes after Thanksgiving dinner? Because the
Yes.
people, we all did this. The second one person said, well, okay, I'm going to open up on a Sunday. Well, somebody goes, well, I'm not going to just forfeit cash to these people. We're going to open up too. And then
right.
it just all goes from there. Same thing from Black Friday. Walmart goes, well, all right, we're going to open up at 11 on Thursday night. Well, okay. And then Target's like, all right, well, I'm going to open up at 10. And then, but we have online shopping now. So I don't have to go anywhere.
We created our own monster.
We have.
Yes.
Much like my mother, you've created this monster. So yeah, am I the problem? Do you think you're the problem? Think about all of your relationships. Are you the problem? Or have you been a part of the problem?
Oh God.
Like, can you honestly look at yourself and say, listen, every relationship I've ever been in, I have been sweet baby Jane.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the problem. That's what I was saying no to. I'm going to say lately, no. Maybe like 20 years ago, yes. Now, no.
So now, no to you're not any part of the problem? You're
no.
scot-free in this?
Yes. Lately, yes.
FBI can background check you and
yes,
clear
they
you.
can background check whatever they want.
Okay.
Yeah. And the only reason I say this is because I think everybody out there asks this question about themselves at some point in their life, right? Like you go through these relationships or you go through marriage or marriages, plural, and at some point you're probably like, what am I doing wrong? Or what is wrong with me? Mm-hmm. Everybody has that question.
Yeah.
So I've asked myself that numerous times, like throughout life, like, what am I doing wrong? I've even asked a ex-boyfriend at one point, like, can you please tell me what I am doing wrong? Because I can't go forward not knowing and still screwing up if it's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I think that was a huge step for myself to actually do that. To actually ask somebody that I've been out with in a 5-year relationship and was like, so what was it? Because it's obviously not working going forward. So.
And what did they say? Do you remember?
It was mostly my personality. Like it was because I was opinionated.
Okay.
And critical. That was like the two main things. And I was like, what is that qualify for a shitty relation? Like, does that qualify? I don't know if that qualifies.
Well, I mean,
like everybody has their own personality. Everybody has their opinions and everybody is the way they are. But does that qualify as end a relationship?
I mean, it can be. It depends exactly how you're presenting it or coming across to the other person. And then it also depends on the other person, how they receive those things. It may not necessarily be 100% on you, right? Like if somebody comes from a rough upbringing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they were never, their parents never, hugged them or, really showed any real affection or, especially like guys growing up, sometimes you get the ex athlete dad who wants to live through their son, and they're like overly critical of them.
Yes.
And then, years later on, they're in a relationship, and they were never able to get, I guess, constructive criticism properly, or anytime somebody says something like that to them,
So basically, it's a trauma
immediately takes it.
response.
I mean, to some people it is. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly, and probably I know for me, I mean, would you not agree that you have some sort of trauma responses now in your adult
Oh my
life?
good. Oh
Either
my
not,
God.
and
Yeah.
again, not even relationship, just
Oh my God. Yeah.
work life wise.
But I know that though. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I think a lot of people out there, I can say that honestly. Yes. Yes, I do have that issue.
Yeah.
But there's people out there that are in denial that think that nothing is wrong with them at all.
Yeah. No, exactly.
And then you got to deal with that mess. And it's like, well, you're trying to explain things to them like, this is how I'm perceiving it. I'm just letting you know. And then they're just oblivious. Well, I do no wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, because for me too, it's weird because like I've been through years of therapy for a variety of reasons. And then to meet people kind of like what you're saying, are like, no, I'm fine. I don't need therapy. I don't need medication. I don't need to do this, that, and the other. I'm completely fine. It's always been everybody else. And you're like, one, no. Two, just try therapy and see what happens. So to be somebody who's gone through something like that and like become aware of things that I needed to fix or how I handle things, to run into people who are like, no, I'm completely fine. It's everybody else. I mean, I would say that's probably very rarely the actual answer, that you're completely fine all the time and everybody else is the problem.
Right.
Coming from a person who has been very successful in life, interacting with people whilst hating them the entire time. So,
right.
But I think that comes down to, know thyself, right? You have to know who you are, know what your flaws are. And I think that kind of goes to, so for you, like when you got that information, or just in life in general, whenever you learn something about yourself that maybe you didn't want to realize or you didn't like, and it comes to light, do you then work on that? Or do you just go, oh, I know I'm no good at this, and then just move on?
I try to be mindful.
Okay.
Like, I try to be mindful, but sometimes you just don't care. There are days where you're just like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
And you go down, that road, and it's just like, you have those days. But then there are days where then you got to reel it in and you're like, okay, I don't want to be that person. And I don't want to, I don't know. I think it's hard for me because I think, I'm one of those people who will constantly speak my mind. There's no bullshit with me, regardless if it's good, bad, or in the middle. Like, and I think in my opinion, I think people don't like that. People like sugarcoat. I don't sugarcoat. You know what I'm saying? Like there's times where this is who it is. This is what it is. But people don't like that. People like to be like, oh, fluff me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it kind of goes back to the last episode. We're talking about communication. People, I want somebody who's open and honest.
Yeah.
Well, to a point, you want somebody to be honest, but
not really.
You also don't, because the longer you're in a relationship and the more that you have serious conversations about whatever, people don't like to hear that. And then like you said, they say you're being confrontational. You're like, no, I'm having a conversation about, like, this is what's really going on. This is the real facts.
Right.
So, and people, like you said, they want to pussyfoot around it or cushion it a little bit, where sometimes you have to rip the Band-Aid off.
Right. I was going to say something and I totally forgot what I was going to say.
God damn it. But you're saying
I was going to make a point on something there and I completely lost it.
I'm sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, that's all right. Well, I'm sure it'll come back around once we start.
Hey, don't get in my face. Don't get confrontational with me. Okay.
About confrontation,
Oh God. Okay.
I feel like I don't think that I gotta watch what I say here. Um, I don't think I'm a confrontational person. I think I'm not gonna back down from confrontation. I know that
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm not gonna be a doormat to somebody.
Yeah.
So, and I think that kind of goes with, most people. Like people
Yeah.
don't want to be treated like, they're nothing. So I
I
don't
mean, I,
know.
I mean, to me, I think saying that you're a confrontational personality.
Hmm.
I think. I mean, obviously, it has some bad connotations that go with it, but for me, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think you
Right.
run into problems if you don't confront problems and issues up front and honestly
Well, that's what I'm saying.
at the
Like, I'm
beginning
not
before they
one
get
to
worse.
start something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not one to be like, you could be at work or in a public setting and be like, start some kind of shit. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm
Yeah.
just talking about when I'm always the one for like the little person, right? So I'm always like sticking up for people
You mean like
that
midgets?
don't no,
Can you say
you know what I'm
midgets?
no, I did not say
Little
that.
people. No, I said that. Yes.
I'm just
Anyway,
saying
you were
like
saying.
people who don't stick up for themselves or don't say anything. That's when I become confrontational because I don't like that kind of stuff. And I had a situation that happened to me at a grocery store recently. So um that's what I'm talking about confrontational, but I feel like we're getting way off a topic.
About you arguing with people at Garrity's, excuse me.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor, by the way.
Right.
Probably won't be after this. I think in any relationship, though, right? It's people don't like confrontation. Like I'm just at a
I don't
point.
like confrontation, especially in a relationship. That's not what it's
Uh,
supposed to be.
no, but I mean, I do like
What
confrontation. I'll admit it.
you okay,
I like a little confrontation. I like a little, it's a little,
no,
it's a little tapateo on your tacos, right? You got a
what do
little
you
spice
mean
in
by
there.
confrontation in a relationship though? Like are you talking like fighting confrontation or just like playing confrontation? Like what are we talking?
No, I'm just talking like plain confrontation.
Well, yeah, that's different. I'm talking about straight up like fighting with your partner.
Yeah, no,
That's no fun.
no.
Nobody wants to do that.
If you are ever at a point where you're constantly in like verbal or well,
Mm,
this should never happen anyway. Physical, there
mhm.
should never be physical to begin with. I don't care what's going
Right.
on. But if you're
Mhm.
constantly in verbal, conflict
Yeah.
all the time with somebody you're with, life is too short
Mhm.
to live like that. Go do anything else. Go be by
But
yourself. Like just
but
do
again,
anything else.
that's the reason for this topic of our episode
Is
here
it? Oh shit!
because
I should write that down.
especially when someone uses that specific word, see you next Tuesday,
Mm,
directed at you
yeah.
in a fight in your relationship, that's a problem.
Well, yeah.
And I've been a product of that numerous times. So then that's again where you're looking at yourself going, am I though? Am I the see you next Tuesday?
Well, I don't. Well, I mean, it is a good chance to look at it and go and ask yourself, "Am I the problem?" But then you get to also look
But
at it and say, "Who are these people I'm with? What is their common trait?"
well, exactly.
And then what is my
Exactly.
common trait within them? That one, I keep going back to these type of people.
It's called settling.
Is that what it is? Settling.
Settling. I think and part of it too is here, this is another topic or it could be another show called the representative. when you're getting the representative, my girlfriend and I would always talk about this in the beginning with everybody that you either meet, go out with, date, whatever the situation is, you get the representative. And the representative is on their best behavior for a good, 3, 6 months to maybe a year if they're really good at it. And then the mask comes off when you're already in it. And then you find out what it really is all about. Been there, done that too.
Yeah, it's the job interview new hire.
Right.
They'll say all the right things, do all the right things, super excited, show up to work,
Right.
do their job,
Put your best dress
ask
on.
questions. Yeah, really, really professional for the first 90 days until
Then the mask comes off,
until
and then you're
healthcare
like,
kicks in, and then they're like, "Hey, where's this? Are they coming in today? Where are they at?
yeah,
Do they work here? No."
Yes.
So the representative.
yeah, the representative.
There you go.
hmm
It's if anybody wants to know, it's 8:00. Can hear the church bells across the street.
Speaking of hearing, you don't hear my microphone this time, do you?
No, I don't. You fixed
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Went topless this time.
No.
Oh. At least say yes. Get those. We got to bring up that male view audience we're trying to get here.
Topless. No, I'm not topless, people.
She is, guys. She is. Tune in, like, subscribe,
Tune in.
hit that notification bell. I'm trying to run a business here, damn it. So I think
But have you ever asked anybody that question, like from your?
if they're topless?
No.
Yeah,
Oh God, get off of it. Get off the topless.
No, that's the second question.
Have you ever asked somebody previously, like, what is my issue? Have you ever done that?
Oh yeah,
Okay, so it's not just me.
yeah.
Okay.
I've always gotten back. You're fantastic. I'm a saint. They're always like, I'm the problem. I'm like, well, obviously,
right, of
I
course.
already knew that.
What was I thinking with
I knew
that
that.
question? I should have
And
known
then-
better. That was loaded.
And then I woke up because it was 2 a.m. and I got drunk and passed out on the couch. But
hmm
I mean, do you even want a relationship? I think is that question 1 then? Which was question 1? Am I the problem or
Am I the problem? What do you are you asking me this question? Are you asking in general? Are you out
Yes,
there asking the
in
question? Or are
general.
you asking me
I'm
the
asking
question?
everybody in general. Do you even want
Yeah.
a relationship?
I don't know what people want anymore.
Because I think
That was part of last episode. Nobody knows what they want.
no,
I wish they did.
I'm looking for
I
short-term fun.
know what I want, but no one else seems to know what they want. So I don't know how to play the game anymore. So
Because I think it's part of what goes along with if you even want a relationship. I think before you even get to that point, you have to kind of ask yourself, like, what am I willing to give up to be in a relationship, right?
okay.
Like, what are you willing to give up? Because like,
I don't
single
have
life,
I don't have anything to give up. I don't have anything to give up.
you don't have anything to get. You don't have like your just general freedoms and your little things that you like to do now and have.
But don't you want to share that with somebody? Like your things and your like
I mean,
what your
I would love to share watching police chase videos on YouTube with people. If somebody wants to sit down with me and watch them, let's do it.
I'm just saying, like,
let's watch some baseball games.
you
I'll
only
do
could
it.
do I feel like you only could do this for so long before it gets like, all right. Like I talked last time, when things start swinging in a different direction where you're getting very, very, very comfortable being independent and on your own, and then again you don't want to be around anybody or do anything.
Yeah. I don't want
Okay,
people touching my shit.
that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you want to have or get into a relationship, then you need to, like, I don't know what would be the things that you would give up. I don't know what you would give up, but I'm saying from my end, I don't really have anything to give up. Like, I got all the time in the world, pretty much. I know how to work around schedules. So That's all I have is a schedule, a work schedule. So
I
I
see.
don't know what I'm giving up.
Well, I mean, for some other people, they have other things going on. So
Well, yeah,
it's just it wasn't a target at you.
I
Stop
didn't
being
say I
so
didn't say it.
confrontational.
I
So
didn't say that it
confrontational.
was. I'm just saying, like, it all like it's. I think it is about if that person is worth it or not, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry, I was taking a drink.
oh, I actually thought it cut out. I was like, oh God, did I lose it?
No, I muted it, so I didn't sound like I was taking a drink, and then you're waiting on me
What
to
does it?
answer, so I got
What
to
does
come
it
back and say I
matter?
was
You were
taking a drink
clanking
anyway.
last time.
I know. I'm trying to not just blast off as an alky on here. Okay, trying to somewhat control it. Shit. Do you feel that you push people away?
Mm.
Ooh, that's a good question. Just by
Why?
your response
Why
to it, it
is
was a
it
good
that
question.
you're constantly asking me the questions? Is what I don't understand.
But where's your questions?
You never let me get one in. You keep asking me these questions. Do I feel like I push people away?
Because I'm an incredible host. That's why.
um, Depends on the situation.
Example.
Um, if
I am a
have
good
to,
host. Damn.
I gotta think about this. Uh, I think I will say this. I think I'm good at sometimes I'm good at self-sabotaging. Yes.
Okay.
Um, I will push people away when necessary. Yes.
Okay.
And that's for my own protection. I you know,
So
like
that
it's
connects to
so
the self sabotage.
no, it's more like I don't want to get hurt, so now I'm going to push you away. Now I'm done.
Yeah, that's part of self sabotage.
Is it?
Yeah, if you do some, if the other person hasn't really done anything,
But
right, and you're
okay.
doing this preemptively,
I
correct?
didn't say that. No, I'm saying there has to be a reason for me to do it.
Okay.
I don't just do it just to do it. I'm doing it because I'm getting nothing from the other side. So why waste my time? So now I'm pushing you away because now I've invested a little too much, I think, on my end. So now
Okay.
I'm dropping off.
I see.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I don't purposely do it to try to screw up a relationship.
Relationship. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
I
it
mean,
all depends.
there might be a tinge of self
Mm.
sabotage when it comes to uh, being scared, like being vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm not the only one who does that.
No.
I think a lot of people are, especially at our age, like nobody wants to do this, like I said, but it's kind of like I don't want to go down this road of failure again. That's what it is.
I think that we're at the point, and it's people do this way younger than us as well, right? There's almost like there's a few past, but like the two main ones at this point, it's like you either are perpetually single because of, like you're saying, some of it is self sabotage, some of it is you get with people and you're like, this person's wasting my time, and you just move on. And
Mhm.
you have people who are single forever for that. And then you have other people who are constantly in relationships because of the fear of the other way. They can't be alone. They don't want to be alone. Oh, I don't want to be in my 50s and single. I don't want to be, I don't want to live the rest of my life alone. So then they get relationships that are terrible. They're no good for them. They're no good for anybody.
Right.
But then they get in them and then they stay in them because it's like, well, this sucks and this is no good. And we always have problems, but it's better than sleeping alone.
Right.
It's better than cooking for one.
Well,
And So, and then people getting that. First of all, you can make pillows and lay next to them, right? That works. And cooking for yourself isn't that bad. I automatically have lunch tomorrow. Boom.
Right.
But yeah, and people, like I said, people do that a lot younger than us, who just
But
they
this
get
is where,
relationships forever.
but here's one of the things that I wanted to touch back on. Like you basically teed it up for me.
You're welcome. Great host.
Where the last episode you asked me if I felt pressure because of society.
Yes.
Okay. So I feel like I thought about it, and I feel like that is also an age thing where in your 20s, you know, you're pressured by, and I'm just saying, speaking from women standpoint here.
Okay.
Like you see your girlfriends getting engaged, or they're getting married, and they're starting families, if that's what you want, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of pressure when it comes to society.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes, even in your 30s,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Now, I got married when I was 30, going on 31. And looking back on that and thinking about it, I was probably in that mindset, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm 30 years old, going on 31. You know, clock's ticking.
Yeah.
And that's society crap. Like everything's got, I wasn't one that wanted to start a family, so it wasn't really clocks ticking with that. So I don't really know why I was thinking like I had to like rush into stuff like that back then.
Because, well, like, I mean, to your point exactly, right? You get things from society, just like, what's wrong with you?
Right.
How come you're not doing this? I mean, you get shit for not wanting to, have children and all that stuff. Society, why don't you want to have kids? Why do you want to do this? Because you're like, because it wasn't my thing. It's never what I wanted to do.
I get looked at like I am like the devil himself.
Yeah.
And, and I still get these women, like when I used to do clients that were like, oh, honey, you still have time. Woman, do you know how old I am?
Yeah. Time for what?
Yeah, time for what is right. Yeah. So
Sour Patch Kids? Yeah, I'll go buy some. Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of like wanted to touch back out on that because I thought about that topic a little more, and I was like, yeah, I think I was a little pressured, like society, like, you're getting up there in age, because, back in our parents' day or grandparents' day, like everybody was married off. Everybody was, that was a thing. This is what you do.
Well, they also died at 55.
Right. But so. I'm just saying, like,
but no, that was the thing.
I think there's a lot of pressure on people that there really doesn't need to be pressure like that on anybody. It shouldn't be. I mean, if that's what you want, then if you want to get married at 25 and whatever, fine. I mean, everybody has their own thing, but I don't think that anybody should put pressure on themselves because it's not working out the way you want it to in that situation.
Yeah. I agree.
Don't know. That was just, I just wanted to touch back on that because I kind of fell into that trap a little bit, but now it's different. Now that doesn't even come into play. And I think that's why I say it's an age thing. Like, I think the older you get, the less you worry about that kind of stuff. Society doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Nothing really matters anymore.
Well, nothing really matters. Thanks, Metallica. Well, but mostly it's kind of refreshing and freeing to some point the older you get like this, because we're now moving into demographics that nobody gives a shit what we think anymore.
Right.
What music do you listen to? What food do you eat? Where do you what movies? Nobody gives a shit what we like.
No.
So now it's like society doesn't care about us anymore. Whatever you were going to do at this point, we would have done it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's freeing. We get to kind of do whatever we want. and we can be whoever we want. Finally, when I grow up, we get to finally do it. So what are some of your questions? Let's go
Well,
here.
actually, I was reading
So,
through like
co-host.
I was reading through the stuff that I was going to ask, and we kind of hit it without asking it, which is really bumming me out right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm reading over everything. I was like, oh, ask this. Nope, already touched that.
Yeah.
Already touched that one. So
Again,
yeah.
you're welcome, America.
Ah, God.
Incredible host here.
Get going.
That's how I do this stuff.
So we need to go back to the actual. Okay, so last episode we were talking about the word anyway and how you can't stand it.
Yes.
So in this episode, this is the word that I cannot stand, because anybody who says this word to me, I want to snap them like a pencil.
Oh, all right. Let's make a note of this. Okay.
So I just feel like it is. Now, here's what I found funny. Using that word, right?
Okay.
When you're in a heated argument or whatever, first of all, it should never be said, because I feel like the person that you're saying that to, you never forget that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you're in a relationship with somebody, you're getting into an argument, name calling's happening, which I don't think should happen, because I think that's really shitty too. And then somebody just blasts you and says, you know what? You're nothing but a fucking whatever. Right?
Yeah.
And you were like, to me, that is like such a punch in the face. And it's like one of those things that you just never forget, because now you just super disrespect me, and now I know how you really feel about me, and that's how I think about it.
Okay.
But at the same time, I find it very funny how it's very serious on our side of things, like in this country. But when you watch like stuff like BBC or BritBox or anything across the pond, they use that word all the time.
What word are we talking about? The C word?
But it's, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Like when they say it, it's funny. And I don't know why that is, but I laugh at it all the time.
Well, they also say
but then here, it's like you're using it in such a terrible way. You know, like you're really being angry with somebody using that word.
It's a stabbing word. It's a stabbing word. It's meant to pierce and cause injury and pain. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then you know what? Then I never look at that person the same again. Like it is like,
how many people are calling you the C word?
I've had 2 people call me that.
And what's the time frame on?
And the second person knew I didn't like that word and did it anyway, which pissed me off even more.
And that's why they used it.
Yeah.
Because they knew you hated it.
Yeah. But that's not an excuse though.
Oh no, I'm not saying an excuse. I'm just if anything, it makes it worse.
Exactly.
Because
that's what I say.
Not only was it them saying it to hurt you, it was intentionally said to cause even more pain. So yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't call Cindy the C word.
No.
Just put that in the show notes here. Okay.
No. There's no reason for it. And I think anybody listening to us, anybody who's ever been called that I know there's women out there that has been used, probably feel this, like, it's like no good. Like, why? Like, I can understand that if we're fighting and I'm being an asshole and you're like, you're nothing but an asshole. Yeah, okay, I know, because I am being an asshole right now. Yes, I am being a bitch. But that word is like next level. And I don't know why, it just is. To me, it's like horrible.
I may have said it yelling at my work computer.
That doesn't count.
calling somebody an uppity C word.
Right. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying from my point of view.
What, I think call somebody that though? No.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like most of those things. You never
I mean, I understand people do it like in their like when you're driving or
Yeah.
but to actually do it, just like be in a blowout fight and
No, because
in
again, if
your
you're in a
face.
fight to do it, yeah, it is meant. It is meant
Yeah,
for its full purpose and full force.
yeah. So
So,
then again, you're thinking after the fact of this horrible fight, right?
mm,
And you're thinking about it, and then again, you're sitting there going, "Am I though? Like, what did I do to deserve that?" Like, nothing. And you seriously like go down the road of
yeah,
thinking, what am I doing wrong here? Why am I getting treated like this? Because this is not who I am. This is not how I'm doing things. So why is it that you are doing this to me?
yeah,
And the answer is that's a reflection on them,
yeah.
not me.
Not on you. Yeah,
And all I have done in situations like that is blame myself a lot throughout all that kind of stuff
yeah,
and took on all of that. And now it's like, I don't think so. It's not happening
yeah,
because that's not me. That's them. That's their shitty attitude and that's their shitty whatever their problem is. That's on them. And there's no fixing that. If they don't want to fix it, that's on them.
Well, no, I mean what we talked about before, right? You should know if you're in any relationship like that, where that is the norm, right? Getting in those kind of
I'm
arguments
actually
and
sweating
heating
right
up
now.
those. So,
I'm actually sweating right now talking about this because it's like traumatic, actually, a little bit.
I don't know how you're topless. I don't know how this is doing it. But no, I mean, like I said, if this is the norm where you're in these arguments, then you should just get out of that relationship. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if you got a house, dogs, kids, uh,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Right? It's life is too short to live this stuff. And every relationship, there's going to be arguments. There's going to be fights. That's life, right? That
Right.
just happens. Okay. Every day it's not sunshine and rainbows. And
Right.
I hear these 95-year-old couples, I have never fought in a day of our life. Get out of here. You're full of horseshit. Yeah, at some
Right.
point, you looked across that table and thought, I'm going to slap the teeth out this bitch. Right. That's life.
Yeah.
But that's how you know you're really in love. But yeah, if you're in an argument, arguments happen. That's one thing. But if you have somebody who's just attacking you every day, or vice versa, you're going after somebody every day.
Right.
Get out, leave, go do something else, go be with somebody else, go be by yourself for a while. Is what you should probably honestly do is be alone for a bit to sort yourself out. Because that's not life. But it
But
kind of
what blows
goes.
my mind is like there's people like that though that don't think that they're doing anything wrong.
No,
It's almost like narcissistic. Like they don't think that they're
they're still the victim.
doing like what they said isn't a big deal. And they're like, oh, get over it. I'm
I
sorry. What?
I hit you.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hit you.
Right.
But it's because
You made me.
you made me. Look what you made me
Exactly.
do. All of a sudden,
Exactly.
everybody's fucking Ike Turner all of a sudden, right?
Right. Yes.
Look what you made me do to you.
Yes.
No, that's the most asinine thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anybody does or says to you, right? Just go, leave.
Yeah. So anyway, this is like deep today. Tonight is serious.
It's the top one.
We're not even
Are we even
laughing
having
on
this?
this. We're not even laughing on this one. This one's deep.
Are we even doing this podcast with all the meds I've taken this week? This might even not be real. I don't even know.
No, it's real.
I'm gonna
It's
wake up.
real.
I'm still gonna be in the middle of the earthquake. Oh my god, what happened?
Yeah.
Nothing else. No other questions, or have I already asked your questions for you?
Yeah, you answered my.
You're
we
welcome.
kind of went over stuff a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, did I answer all your questions?
Well, I mean, I still have other stuff here. I didn't
All right.
actually prepare, but
Are you saying I'm not prepared?
no, never. Not like last week.
Last week I was not prepared and it went very well. So
I didn't write shit.
I didn't write shit down.
Are you passive aggressive?
Am I passive aggressive?
Yeah.
Oh man.
The people want to know. Is the poll question.
Oh, we had a poll that I didn't know about?
Yeah.
Okay.
I handle all this stuff. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
Am I passive aggressive? No.
No.
Mm-mm. No. There's no reason to be passive aggressive. If I'm going to be aggressive, I'm going to be
You're
aggressive.
just aggressive.
I'm not going to be passive about it. You're going to know.
I'm aggressive, not passive
Are
aggressive.
you passive aggressive?
I mean, I think a lot of people take my sarcasm as being passive aggressive. But
Well,
if you wait around 2 more minutes, you'll realize I'm not being passive aggressive when I go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And they go, "Oh, okay."
right.
Do you think Eric just says what he means all the time? Yeah, wait 2 minutes.
I think people can be passive. I mean, I think everybody's passive aggressive at some point in their life. There's no way you're not going through life and you're not passive aggressive at some point with somebody.
But like you're like withholding affection from people, like that's being passive aggressive. Like that's purposely giving silent treatment. Like those are things like in a relationship. Like that's passive aggressive behavior.
Is
like
it
ignoring somebody, like being withholding, like being overly sarcastic? Like that's in a relationship. That's being passive aggressive.
Well, what if they deserve it?
Deserve what? Silent
like
treatment?
What if they're being like, yeah, like what if someone just deserves to just be on like, all right, we need like a timeout.
Okay, but
let's
see,
passive aggressive.
No, that's different because if you've discussed it and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna.
But what if you don't want to discuss
go for
it?
a ride. But you have to be like, listen, I'm gonna go for a ride, or I'm just gonna sit here for a minute. I just need to.
But what if they don't deserve an explanation?
Well, then that's passive aggressive. If you're just ignoring somebody, that's passive aggressive.
Okay.
That goes back to the communication thing. You can't. Again, it takes 10 seconds to be like, you know what, I just need some time to myself. Boom.
Okay.
But if you're talking to somebody and you're just going to ignore them. Yeah, that's passive aggressive behavior.
Okay. All right. If you say so.
You just learned that about yourself?
No.
Listen,
no.
I didn't go to medical school for 8 years for nothing. And by 8 years, I mean,
I'm just saying sometimes people need to just time out, especially if you're upset.
Yeah.
And you don't really know what to. Okay, so what happens? So you're saying, okay, let me put this. So if somebody upset you and you're really upset to the point of you don't even know what to say to this person.
That the C word's coming. Yeah.
And I think not saying anything and just letting it lie for a little bit, I don't think that's passive aggressive. I think that's just, I don't know what to say at this point or what to do at this point. So I'm just going to leave it alone, collect my thoughts, and just leave it alone. I don't think that's passive aggressive.
I'm simply saying what you just said to the other person is perfect. And then taking time to yourself to, sit in the corner, sit in the car, go for a ride, whatever. I think being in an argument and walking away and then doing that, even though why you're doing it is the same thing, the fact that you don't say something is what changes it.
Okay.
Because imagine if roles are reversed. You're having a conversation, you're in an argument with somebody, and they have those thoughts in their head, and they just walk away. How are you? What's your response to that? Are you going to be like, oh, I guess they just need some time to themselves?
Well, no.
Or are you going to be like, don't you fucking walk away from me?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No. I'm saying I would probably reach out. Right?
Listen, Ma Bell.
And say, is everything okay? And leave it at that. And wait for a response. Okay. And if you don't get a response, that's your response.
Okay.
No response is a response.
I'm just saying beforehand, a quick little, I need to cool down is a completely acceptable. Are you always looking for arguments or conflicts?
Is this another question?
Yeah. It's
Why
an
are you
expansion on this one.
why are you asking me all these questions like this?
Because I'm the host. I'm a good host.
Am I always looking for arguments?
Yeah.
No. No. I don't no.
Because it goes back to the confrontational thing.
I don't have time for it.
Anybody got time for that?
I feel like
I might have bronchitis.
did you
Again.
not get a diagnosis?
Viral infection. Thanks, Doc. It's what everything is. Excuse me.
No, I don't look for fights. I don't want to cause fights. I mean, why would I want to do that? For fun?
That's for funsies.
No. No. I think I don't know. I think that some people just need to be, told about themselves sometimes. that's something, right?
So they need to be told about themselves, but does it answer?
Like there are people out there that take advantage, right?
Yeah.
And not necessarily know that they're doing that, maybe, or if they do know that they're doing that, they're a complete asshole. But I feel like there are people out there that take advantage of people, or in one way or another. And sometimes when the other person's like, I really had enough of this shit, they need to be told about themselves. And sometimes you just need to do that with people for them to like realize, you know what, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Right?
But does it answer the main question? Am I the problem?
I don't think so. No.
Or are those things that you have to, when you get out of any relationship, do you have to self-evaluate and then say,
no,
why did this not go right?
Yeah, I think you have to
my behavior,
self-evaluate.
our behavior.
Yeah, I think you have to self-evaluate after each thing, because each situation was different in some way. And then some, like you said, some situations you're in a cycle where you are meeting the same people.
Yeah.
Which is never good.
No. You need new people.
So it's like, what am I doing? Why am I enjoying this?
Well, yeah. If you're constantly getting with the wrong people, you go, why do I keep coming back?
What is making me come back to this?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make me feel good when I'm in it at all. But I keep going back to that shit show.
You kind of have to ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? What do I deserve? What am I willing to put up with, I guess?
I ask those questions all the time.
How's that working out?
Beautifully.
Nice.
Beautifully.
It's beautiful. I love it.
It's going great.
I love every second of it, in case you can't tell. Well,
I don't know.
Anything else you have?
No. I mean, I could go on, but I mean, we didn't want this to go over an hour this time.
Yeah, so. we're trying to shorten it
here. We're trying to back her down a little bit.
So I'll give you the last word. You have the last word. What do you want to say? What are your words of wisdom for the audience?
Words of wisdom. Do what makes you happy. And don't feel pressure by society. Yeah. And don't be passive aggressive, obviously.
Yes. Do not be passive aggressive. So we have to.
Oh, and here's the other one. And please, people, stay away from the "see you next Tuesday" word.
Yeah. Stop calling people,
using it.
Stop calling people the C word.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that at work, but for other people in arguments, don't do it. So self-evaluate.
Yes.
Um, know your flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Know if you even want a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Know what you're willing to compromise. Don't be passive aggressive. If you don't want to talk to somebody, tell them you don't want to talk to them. Don't push people away. Stop being so confrontational. Sounds about right. Sounds good.
Sounds good. Yeah.
And if
Just be
you're,
better. Just be
just be
better.
better. Be better people.
Yes.
Be with better people.
Be with better people.
Better
Yes.
ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Papa John's. And if you're in a toxic relationship, just leave.
Right.
There's things you can do. There's places you can go. You don't need to.
It may take time.
Yeah.
It may take time. Listen, I know that for a fact. Like COVID totally screwed me on that situation. But in my situation, where I got stuck for a whole other year, but the goal was to leave.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
But
just
yeah. There's things you can do. It's okay. It's okay.
Don't think that it won't happen. Like if anybody's in a terrible situation right now that want to get out or whatever, because that's like a serious topic.
True.
The day will come where you will get out. It will happen. You have to stay focused, and that's your goal, and make that your priority, and you'll get out of it. I just hope that nobody's in that situation. It's a terrible situation to be in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you are,
yes,
do what you got to do. Get out.
Yes.
Be safe.
Yes.
Okay. That was a great last word.
Good.
Good.
I hope it helps somebody.
Something's got to help somebody. These antibiotics aren't helping me, but hopefully this will help somebody.
Right. All right.
Okay. Well, boys and girls, that's it for this week's episode. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Did you have a good time making this week's episode? Did you have fun?
It's heavy. This week's episode was heavy.
You got to have heavy weeks.
Yeah. It wasn't like last episode was very light and very, comical and whatever. This one's a little heavy.
It's like a French meal. At first you come out, you get some light food, some finger foods, some fruit. It's all nice. Everybody has a good time. And then it's just cheese and cream and heavy. Feel like you fucking ate a pound of chalk.
Yes.
And that's what it's like being in a shitty relationship.
Yes.
Feels like you're just eating school chalk every day.
For sure.
So, yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to like, subscribe, send comments, words of wisdom, threats, whatever. We'll look at them all and push what needs to onto FBI. But until next week, thanks for stopping by. And good night, good luck, and may your Wi-Fi always be strong.